Hello, family. Welcome back to my channel. I'm waiting for you guys to come through. But until then, I have a new coup report for you. It actually happened yesterday. I was not able to go live, so yeah, we couldn't talk about it. But Benin, it looks like is the next victim of a coup, but it was thwarted. So I guess we'll call it coup attempt. But for the most part, the whole day, people thought that it was an actual coup. Like they were, it was an actual coup. Wait, let me rephrase that. It was an actual coup, but people thought they were successful. Gunshots were fired. People were told not to leave their house. The national television was taken over by the military, and they even made a statement saying that they've taken over. But hours after that, it has been revealed that the coup has been thwarted. Let me show you a clip. We'll discuss.
President Patrice
Béninoise, Béninois.
Benin President Patrice Talon said on Sunday that the government and armed forces had thwarted a coup attempt by a group of soldiers and vowed to punish them.
Je voudrais ici
I would like to commend the sense of duty of our army and its leaders, who have remained Republican and loyal to the homeland. With them,
Yeah, that was President Patrice, and people thought that he was overthrown, right? That was the conversation. We were, glued to the TV trying to figure out what happened. The roads were closed. Even the people that you just saw, military.
Béninois.
Wait, let me mute
Benin
it. The military that you're looking at right here, as you can see, they even made a statement on TV. So people thought that it was a successful coup. But all of a sudden, we find out that it was not, because the president came and addressed the nation and said, nope, it was thwarted. And as you know, I don't know, maybe you did not know. So let me just say this. Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu sent through jets, fighter jets, and uh, all his not all, but you know what I mean. A lot of his military personnel to defend Patrice, that's his ally, and their airspace. A lot of Nigerians were even mentioning, what if we exert the same energy into protecting our own? There are kidnappings, there are terrorists, there are so many things that our people are going through, but that never happens. Like this kind of involvement by the government or energy is not seen. So Nigerians were questioning, how come you don't use this in the country? But then when Benin, a foreign or a neighboring country, is facing this for your ally, you send through all the fighter jets. And but as you know, Benin is located in a strategic place. Look at this. Look at the map. You see, Benin is right there in the middle. Next to Benin is Nigeria. On the other side is Ghana. On the other side is Burkina Faso. The other side is Niger. And after all that, in front, as you see, is an ocean, and it has access. So it's a strategic place. Benin is located in a very, very strategic place and borders so many countries. They get shocked when this happens. And my worry mostly was for those neighboring countries like Burkina Faso, Niger, So we need Benin as well as Ghana, as well as Nigeria to be in good terms, although we know ECOWAS and Nigeria involvement when Bola Tinubu was the leader. They literally kicked them out and stuff. So we're not expecting much. We're not expecting Bola Tinubu to defend the AES or the Sahel Alliance. But Ghana, for the most part, the new president has been really good. John Mahama, he's been having a really good relationship with his neighboring country, especially Burkina Faso. We've seen him welcoming Ibrahim Traore. We've seen him also traveling there. So yeah, that's that. And it's funny you mentioned that, Fablion. Foiled by French and Nigeria. I've been hearing that narrative because this coup attempt was genuine, is what the word on the street is. Like, they genuinely want to change. It's not one of those fake ones that the colonial masters come up with. Hi Susan, good evening to you. Hi Randy, welcome. Hi Hani Batker. Thank you so much. Yeah, and Fabian, let me show you a video of the same claim that you're making. This
In
is
Jackson,
Gladwell.
a
I mean,
sixth
Galloway.
bombing rate. As this breaking news comes in, Jackson, a sixth bombing rate by foreign air forces on little Benin and its beautiful capital city. Doesn't sound to me like the coup is over. What do you think?
Yes, this was a really shocking day. We woke up this morning with the news that there was a coup underway in the country of Benin, the coastal country of Benin, which is extremely important to the rest of the Sahel Alliance states, the AES states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, because it would give them unimpeded access to a major port in the Sahel area. So this was shocking to me. I don't really know what to make of this coup that took place in the early morning hours, because sometimes these African coups take place, but it's actually the French that are backing these coups and they want to shift around the leaders. But it appears as though this was an entirely real sovereign effort led by the Lieutenant Colonel Tigri in Benin. And within a few short hours, we had the airwaves, the national TV broadcast airwaves taken over by the coup leaders. There was about 13 men that led this effort, all of the military. And not too long after that, we received all of these French-based reports from AFP and other French outlets saying that the coup was over. And that was in the very early morning hours. Again, I want to stress that. That was a long time ago. They claimed the coup was over. Everyone had been arrested. Some people were even saying that these coup d'etat leaders had been killed in the clashes that were ongoing in the capital city. That turned out to be a bunch of lies because, as you just said, there were 6 airstrikes in the capital, at least 6 bombs that went off. Local sources are saying that it sounded quite clearly like airstrikes, and it would make sense because not only has there been a French surveillance aircraft above the capital city in Benin all day, but there were 3 Nigerian aircraft that entered into the country and were circling over the capital city during the time in which these loud explosions took place. I would presume that they were trying to locate and then target the coup leaders. Some were saying that these coup leaders were on the run. Again, some were saying they were arrested, and some of the other ones were on the run. What we do know is that the Lieutenant Colonel Tigri, who led the effort, was not arrested in the early morning hours. He made a statement late in the afternoon saying that he demanded the supporters of the coup to get out in the streets and protest against the French-backed president. And a lot of people did do that. So it's very, very disheartening to see that Nigeria is taking their dictates from a random white guy in Europe who has an approval rating of like 5% amongst his own.
I'm not gonna lie. Wait. I I wanted to listen to that part again. I guess it's my petty side.
Random white guy president. And a lot of people did do that. So it's very, very disheartening to see that Nigeria is taking their dictates from a random white guy in Europe who has an approval rating of like 5% amongst his own population. And they're doing his bidding by now going and airstriking, presumably, innocent people that are just fighting for their sovereignty in another African nation. We also saw today that ECOWAS, which is an imperialist tool in Africa, and the African Union, another imperialist tool, both condemned this coup effort. But I fully stand by it, and I hope for the best. I hope that they make it out alive, and I hope that they are able to assert sovereignty in Benin once more.
Yeah, the reason why I rewinded it is for you guys to hear him say one more time. He said, quote, I can't believe Bola Tinubu is taking orders from a random white guy in Europe, aka Macron, Emmanuel Macron. So that's, it seems like it was a genuine coup, but it was thwarted. Thank you so much, Hani Batker, for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you. Fadik said Tinubu of Nigeria mentioned that Benin asked for help, so they sent Nigerian aircraft and ground soldiers. Yes, that's what I mean, and that's what Nigerians were saying. Like, so many times we tell our government that there's so many issues. There are so many issues. Like any other country, Nigeria is also facing its own problem internally, but you don't see the government reacting that swiftly and strongly, to protect their own. But when it's an ally, a neighboring country, they acted fast. So that also brings up the question: why exactly was President Bola Tinubu so quick to react? And as this man mentioned, he was doing Emmanuel Macron's bidding, is what allegedly they're saying. Well, Sandy said, is this coup over or still in progress? Well, it's over. According to the president, he made an address. He addressed his nation. And this, not this one. I thought it was this one. I was going to play. Yeah, this one. He addressed his nation and he said that it's been thwarted. He's clearly okay and well. Yeah, it's interesting. They took over the TV station and people really thought it happened. And that was the news yesterday. But voila, we wake up today and we hear that it has been thwarted. GD said he can't possibly know. Who are we talking about? Fadik said random white guy calling another random white guy. Lol. Yeah, but at least this random white guy that is calling the other random white guy, quote, random white guy, is usually speaking on facts from a few of his clips that I watched. I remember once he had a viral video of him applauding Burkina Faso's president, coup leader. I'm not gonna call him coup leader. You know what? Ibrahim Traore. He was applauding him. He was saying that they're doing the right thing. He was supporting the Sahel move. Like he seems to be on the right side of history, as far as I could tell. So yeah, but it's ironic, right? A white guy calling another white guy a random white guy in Europe. GD said Europe really should leave Africa. Yeah, but unfortunately, they will not leave without a fight, and they have a lot to lose. So it's expected. Common Man said, now maybe our people will understand why the West keeps all the quote, not quote, what is this? ECOWAS countries, as long as the West controls all of the coastal countries, control access to the ocean, control West Africa. Something to think about. Yeah, ECOWAS, I mean, they showed their true colors, like, and I'm glad the Sahel Alliance was quick to be like, it is what it is. They're the ones that first sanctioned them, if you remember. They made their lives a living hell, quite literally. You remember when Nigeria was cutting off electricity? I believe it was Niger's, because Niger buys electricity from Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Do you remember, like, they were making their lives miserable, and eventually they were like, enough is enough, and they left the ECOWAS, and now they have their own alliance, which seems to work. It's not just on paper. It's not just to meet up and to have these meetings and to fly and waste money to fly around. They're actually doing well on the ground, and we've talked about and we've reported so many of the things, the change that they've brought about. So well done to those three leaders. GD said, leave African lands. Yeah, as I said earlier, it's not gonna come easily, like, because they have a lot to lose, a lot to lose. They've benefited for so long now. What's gonna happen? Look at France, the best example. Look at France. After it got kicked out from many countries, lost its relationship in the Sahel, especially, the popularity has gone down. Look at France. They're literally on the verge of collapse. Like, their people are protesting. They're burning down their own city. They're calling out their government. They hate their leader. They want him out. And they are basically bankrupt. Why do you think that is? It's because a few, it's not even all of them, a few of Africa, a few of the leaders, a few of the countries said enough is enough and started taking back their mines, taking back their military. Now all of a sudden it's like, what do we do? So they are seeing what's happening to them, so they'll fight back. Yeah. As Asamo said, the coup will happen again. Don't worry, the military is now divided. We shall see. We shall see. And the fact that the people protested, the people showed support tells you that they're not very pleased with their government. So, yeah, it's a good thing to note. But anyways, fam, thank you guys for the super chat, the chats, the conversation. I really appreciate it. I wanted to come here and talk about this coup attempt that was unfolding yesterday. I'll see you on the next one. Stay blessed. Bye.